Marcin. Good morning, Callum.
Hello.
How are we? General
I think
question.
we're fine. I think we're fine. This week's been busy, of course. We're both running up to a week of different work, I guess. So it's been interesting just trying to get everything ready.
Yeah, and as all of you who are watching probably, we are counting down to the next week. So this week is usually packed with all the prepping, planning, aligning that we will be able to attend both mentally and physically the event that is upcoming. But it's good to see that everyone is in the same kind of mood and attitude, at least from the people who usually were counting down to the next week, which is of course the Code Garden week. But we've been just talking before going live that it was one of these weeks where things. Yeah, I didn't realize again that it's Friday, so that's good. That's always good. But it is Friday, and we are here for you to serve you the portion of Umbraco news from this week. But starting from subscribing, liking, question. We are how far we are from 1,000 to the next week.
We're still quite far, Marcin, but we've hatched a plan. We've hatched a plan which we won't reveal just yet, but we're going to hit 1,000 subscribers. We're gonna hit it. We have a plan. Yeah. So stay tuned for that.
I tried to do even the silent product placement here behind the scenes, but nothing is seen, so that's good.
The exposure on the camera, that's a shame. I mean, for anyone that is not subscribed yet, and you're at Code Garden, subscribe now, and
it's
maybe we'll give you a nice free
something,
a gift, perhaps.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes next to me here. So I'm thanks to magic of YouTube, you cannot see it, but maybe on Instagram or Twitter, I will share some behind the scenes how we are preparing for the Code Garden this year. And definitely, it's worth to be subscribed because you might receive these updates faster.
It's always the it's the fun one, isn't it, Marcin? When we're going to events, like we end up traveling with more mugs than we do clothes or anything else because we just need to give them away. So. We have coasters as well, coasters and mugs to give away. I think along with some other fancy things. So come see us in person, and we're doing it all 3 days. All 3 days.
Exactly. So yeah, that's definitely worth doing. And if we're talking about Code Garden, let's check the official countdown. It's 4 days from now, 19 hours and 58 minutes. And Callum, you've calculated even the hours exactly, right? So it was 116
I'm just double checking my calculation though. So if we go add, let's just say 20 hours. Yeah, 116. It's 116 hours to go. I don't know if that is localized either. Should we check? Is it? It's localized. Good job.
Nice.
Yeah, good job. But yeah, so it is officially 116 hours to go, as the title says, which isn't that long, is it? Really isn't that long. I'll be starting my journey there in like 2 and a bit days' time because I'm heading there Monday, and it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's exactly how close it is, and again, see you all out there. And thanks to of course the counting down memories and all the Code Garden discussions on Twitter, we've also had seen a lot of interesting highlights from the past. Thanks to Warren and other community members who and Warren was trolling through his archive. And I remember these images and pictures from Douglas probably on his Flickr account somewhere back in time from Code Garden 11 here and the other various events. Amazing. It's amazing to see how it evolved from the small even meetup at some time.
I was going to say we've seen UK fests twice the size of that. We've seen the Dutch festival is probably a bit bigger than that as well. Like that, of course, 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. But it's fantastic to see how it's grown.
So again, all the graphics, all the materials, all the memories. If anyone has anything like that, and to boost Code Garden social buzz, share it and make us all feel it back again. And I'm sure that there will be more of it from the next year, from this year as well, starting from from Tuesday where it all starts officially. So yeah, just a reminder about this and what else was from Warren.
Oh yeah, he's been sharing some things. Notebook, really rare notebooks, in fact. really rare notebooks. And he said,
that's very rare.
he's got a handful of them left, and if you're very special, he might give you one. But
nice.
that's cool. And there was some discussion. Maybe I've got the link for it. There was some discussion about the t-shirts as well. If you it's in this thread, scroll down a little bit. The t-shirts, the High Five You Rock t-shirt with an alt version that never got released. We have like exclusive unreleased merch, which Matt was trying to encourage the Warren to reach out to the designer, see if we can get that like added to the Umbraco swag store or something. It would be very cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and this t-shirt was so rare that I was always envy for everyone who was wearing it and having it. That was such a great graphic, by the way. And yeah, looking for more to come. And if you have as Warren even mentioned here, if anyone has any good memories, any good old photos or materials from Code Gardens from the years which might not be that easy to remember, share it in the socials, and there's even a hashtag created by Warren, Umbraco Archives. So cool. That would be really great to follow up, and yeah,
I have definitely not as much historical artifacts as Warren, but I have been told that I do need to do a sort out at some point, because I kid you not, the two biggest suitcases we own are filled with conference merch. And so maybe one day, I think it will take me a whole day, but maybe I'll put it on Twitch or something. It might be a bit of fun to just go through each one of them and work out the story behind it, and then maybe decide if I'm going to keep it or not. Give some away. I don't know if people want it.
You need to do this official live e-commerce, or just bringing the item, saying, okay, let's bid it.
Start at €50. It's funny though, because the other day I needed, what was it? Oh, I found an umbrella, and our umbrella had broken. Found an umbrella that I got from a conference. Perfect, right? I've literally got everything you could want in there. Conference stickers, really rare ones as well. Everything.
Yeah. I remind myself that I have a full bag of stickers, so I will bring them with me if I will have space in my suitcase and backpack, because I promised someone from HQ to bring some of the stickers. But yeah, I'm moving right now as well in the summer, and I noticed the same. I have a dedicated shelf in my room just for Umbraco merch, and also the Umbraco t-shirts. So, but again, I cannot stop from buying another ones. So that's receiving another ones from.
That's true. I will go with lots of mugs, and I will return with hopefully a new hoodie and some t-shirts and some other swag. I've still got. I don't know where it is, but one of those like canvas chairs. I've got one of them somewhere. I've got everything. I've also got, and Trina, if you're watching this is a warning, about 3 million of your Umbraco pens, and they will be coming back to you. Code Garden.
Yeah, I was trying to find out in relation to all the memories, the Umbraco Concord video shared by I can't remember who shared that, but there was
Paul,
a demo.
Paul
Sterling, exactly.
The desktop app, which had like Niels dressed as Jesus or something on the side.
Yeah, that was flying somewhere in Umbraco archives, but it was a precursor of Umbraco Cloud in current form, which is amazing to see. And I was surprised to see that. And here's a lot of other. This is the Concorde, and there was some demo video somewhere flying. So yeah, good memories. Share them more, and of course, let's create some new memories next week for all of us and everyone else who will attend it in the upcoming years. Another good place to store memories is a podcast, of course, and we've heard from Candid Contributions that the team is back, and they will be looking for, and they are constant right now looking for contributors, and there is an idea, and Carol probably shared as well on her Twitter, from what I remember, that she is not attending even this year, but she will be joining some of the podcasts and discussions with people remotely. So yeah, that's good, because there were a lot of people who are following the podcast and the information being shared there by our following Umbracians from the community. So yeah, good. If you and of course that's a call to action from this tweet and from our stream. If you have anything interesting, and everyone has something interesting to share, so if you feel like you want to share it via the podcast channel, reach out to Candid Contributions team and help generally to store more memories and more knowledge for people who will rewatch or rehear it from the streams out there.
For the first time in,
Kim already signed up.
You would be very surprised to learn that umbraCoffee is not well planned. I know it's so smooth, and every week we come to you with news, and there's never any issues. And we've not had a guest in a very long time. But we have actually got a plan for Code Garden. We've actually planned out some kind of dream guests that we hope to have lined up. But the important thing is, Friday, we'd like it to be kind of an open stage, as we've done before. There's been some fantastic pictures of people, kind of thousands of people crowded on a sofa, and it would be a really good opportunity, I think, to have as many people as possible from the community come there. So if you'd like to appear on umbraCoffee, find us Friday, Code Garden. Don't know what time it is. Probably normal time. I think it's the last on the Friday.
And I just thought about amazing idea that will solve a lot of our problems. You remember all of these photos of people with birds, women, which was an amazing initiative. People photo with umbraCoffee guests, and then we'll give away mugs.
This is very smart, Martin. Then we can work out who we owe a mug to. Yeah,
that's
a good idea.
Noted.
Let's see if we can get umbraCoffee guests of Code Garden.
That's good.
That'd be cool.
So if you're going, you were our guest, we owe you a mug. Reach out to us as well, because that's our plan for Code Garden as well on the list. But this thing shared by Sila at some point this week is amazing as well. So for all of the people who are going to Odense, maybe for the first time, maybe not for the first time, some highlights of what is worth to be seen there. And I wasn't aware about the various of these things there, so it's great to be able to see some of the things and the attractions up there. And we've been able to see the zoo and various other things thanks to some boat trips and various other attractions in the past. But a lot of the other things is here listed and available for all of us to explore. And we all agreed at some point last year or 2 years ago that the Odense also has changed since the first Code Garden, and is constantly changing. So this list probably will be growing. But for all of the people who wants to explore in the meantime, of course, outside of the conference and everything what is organized for us, it's an amazing guide to do that.
Do we know what the weather's going to be like? Because I checked it the other day and it looked all right, and then I saw John Cito tweeted about an hour later going, it's all rubbish, it's going to rain the whole week. So maybe he's jinxed it. It looks now like it might be okay. Maybe there's no need for a raincoat. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday there looks clear, looks nice. A few beers in the sun, maybe.
I do not trust weather
people in
forecast.
Denmark, tell us what we can expect. Do we need to bring thermals, or is it all going to be okay?
Arnold shared a really nice Instagram story today with a lot of sun and generally the very good weather. So fingers crossed that it will stay like this. And as I've said, I do not trust weather forecast too much. I will check it on Monday to be precise, to pack it up. But yeah, fingers crossed for the good weather, because that would be great to have a really great weather and be able to. Do you remember the Code Garden when we sit down outside on the fake grass in the middle of the buildings? That was amazing, and I remember it was my first Code Garden, if I remember correctly as well.
Yeah. The other day, I was talking to my girlfriend about the fact that there has never been a good picture of me at any conference. If you ever catch a picture of me on stage, I'm putting a silly face or anything. So maybe let's make that a challenge. Someone get the best picture of me at Code Garden this year. But we were looking back through the Flickr albums from previous Code Gardens, and there was one year, I think it was 2018, where every photo of me is just me sitting in the garden with a beer. Like you're there, Marcin.
Yeah.
Every photo. It's like I didn't do anything else.
And who knows if we did anything else then?
I'm not sure.
But this was the year where we received the first Umbraco MVP award as well.
Oh, was it? Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so this is where we had all of those amazing pictures that are still flying somewhere in the web.
The picture that gets brought up every time MVP is mentioned, and it's horrible because the award perfectly frames my chin.
But then you said you don't have a great picture. That was
exactly. I don't. There's none. There is none.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, let's hope that someone will take some good pictures of us this year, and maybe it will be possible this time. Coming back to software, because still behind all of it there is software hidden somewhere there. But yeah, Umbraco 10. That's something what we wanted to talk about. RC5 was released with some bunch of fixes, and of course we have V10 aligned to be released next week.
Yeah.
And yeah, 100% complete.
I mean, it's been saying that for a little while, but I think a very telling point here is the fact that there is a lot of little fixes in here, as in lots of. I'm not saying they're small or anything, but they are kind of it's polish. It's improving upon the product. Whereas if you look at the previous RCs, it was maybe some breaking changes, tweaking the APIs, tweaking some of the features. So actually, this really shows that it's getting closer and closer to being ready. With a week out, I don't expect we're going to get another RC. So this is probably RC final, if that June 16th date is stuck to. So yeah, it's quite exciting. Quite exciting. I've not tried it out yet, but I did see, and I know we have a link for this, so I'll mention it now. I saw Tom Madden manage to get it running natively on a Steam Deck, which is the kind of games console, isn't it? Steam console. But that's mad. So I guess it runs Linux in some form, and you can run Edge on there, and then you can have that's very cool.
That's great. Yeah, I've installed and done some quick demo of RC4, and we all agreed it's so smooth, so good that and we haven't been able to capture any of these bugs and issues that needs to be fixed. So that's the thing that makes us even more happy in overall, because again, some of the things were unbroken from breaking changes, some of the things were fixed, aligned. Right now we are waiting the final version, and yeah, that's happening next week. No excuse that it won't happen that week. So that's good. Another release from this week, because there weren't too many of them, but it's a really nice one. It's a Punk two-factor package that allows us to use two-factor authentication following the documented way from Umbraco documentation. So kind of standard suggested best practice approach of setting up the two-factor authentication for so yeah, if anyone will be planning to do this kind of work, it's a good starting point and an ability to use it already up front.
This is something that we said on an umbraCoffee episode recently, that really I think it's something HQ should provide as just an optional plugin you can install, because documentation has all of the code needed to get this to work. It would just be a case of packaging it up, and it looks like Gareth has done that. So that's great.
Indeed. And again, that's something what I mentioned probably also 100 times here. I personally prefer to learn by doing and then by analyzing someone else's code rather than documentation. So I'd prefer to pull the project, see the source code, and copy and paste literally this one if I would need to. But it's good to have this kind of guidance, and also someone that proved that documentation is enough. So that's great to see that. And that's from the releases. We haven't seen many other of them. Probably we'll see more of them also highlighted on the next week. Packages awards, Umbraco awards in general. So a lot of things to discuss, and of course we'll be discussing it not on the one umbraCoffee next week, but 3 of them. So that's umbraCoffee. That's amazing. But yeah, Skrift release was shared this week, and we've been able to see 2 great articles out there. First of them about the metrics, the performance metrics on Core Web Vitals from Lighthouse and Google reports. So yeah, Steve shared here what is essential out there, and I know I've been following one of the local here Polish gurus when it comes to web performance, that it has such a big impact recently. All of those core web vitals, all of the small things that we used to abandon sometimes and not care about them that much, and that's why I think it's great to remind us all every time about it. And here, what a great overview of all of them. Big post and big such source of an information of how to improve and how to and why.
This is something that I've seen so many times, people misinterpreting or misrepresenting, because they see a bad score and you go, "Oh, it's bad. We just need to fix page performance." But it's so complicated and so nuanced that different bits can have dramatic effects. So we had a site where we were getting really poor scores, and everything that the Lighthouse was reporting was, it was reporting loads of long JavaScript and stuff. But what it was masking was the fact that there was some API calls there that were taking long times, or the page itself was taking a long time to load. And we fixed that, and we managed to get our scores up. So it's great to see people talking about this one. And CSS optimization is a huge one, where people, especially when you're using frameworks like Bootstrap, it's very easy to just chuck media queries on or put too much stuff in a media query, and then you end up with very, very inefficient CSS where it's doing a lot of computation just to render even a simple component. So yeah, it's great to see this. I'd love to actually see a bit more, and I know a few people in the community recently have been saying how they've been getting perfect scores on a lot of their things. I'd love to see more stories of people's journeys, how they got there. That would be really exciting.
Yeah. And again, that's why it's so exciting, because it's changing so often as well. But here, good examples also in content managing it, basically because Umbraco is also used here to manage the sources of the pre-connected URLs. So great example, great article, and a lot of useful knowledge for us all to explore and implement if we haven't implemented it yet. So yeah, and set of references. So if anyone will be eager to learn more during the trip to Code Garden, that's definitely a good plan for it. And the second one was about SVGs. So that's another optimization and performance related factor that might be used for scaling and using more scalable images and also generally medias. I've seen recently a great animation done on SVG again. I don't know if you have seen something like that in the past. Microsoft was demoing the whole movie kind of animation done just with SVG's animations. So yeah, a lot of it can be done with it. But here, Janet shared an article on how we can work with dynamic strokes and fills with SVGs. So some manipulation, some styling, quick tip to be implemented, and that's really good to see. I haven't played around too much with SVGs. What about you, Callum?
No, I don't get to do much either, really, but it is incredibly powerful. It is incredibly powerful. As you say, we can make very, very cool animations. I think Mike Macy did some very cool stuff with, it was SVGs, maybe some 3D animation stuff in the browser, where they had like it was for the lifeboats in the UK, and they had like a body floating in water, and it would show you how to kind of survive as you scroll down the page, which is really, really awesome. So my front end skills are just not up to scratch. Like I can't do that.
I remember hacking SVGs by removing some paths. I've done that a lot.
Done that a lot. Yeah.
That's where my skills end when it comes to SVGs.
Yeah, exactly. Take the markup, stick it in like VS Code, and then just start changing bits. Yep.
So that's how we roll. But good to see. And again, it would be lovely to see more of the ways that we can use the SVGs, and the ones that you've reminded from Mike was also something really, really interesting. And I'm sure that some of the websites that we will be seeing on Umbraco Awards were also heavily using this animations frameworks and abilities there. So yeah, fingers crossed to learn more about it in next week as well.
Whilst on the topic of Skrift, just quickly, they did put a shout out earlier this week to say, if anyone would like to write for them for the coming months, I don't know if they filled those spots, but they're always looking for authors. So if you do, go get in touch if you've got an idea. Maybe there'll be something at Code Garden that will inspire you. Yeah, there's definitely some opportunities coming up to write for them. So go share your ideas.
Exactly. So that's good. And yeah, that's Skrift. And from other things, Lee Kelleher shared the information that he updated his roadmap for content management package. And an interesting note here is like Lee decided that from the version 5, he will be dropping support for the previous Umbraco versions. So
surprised he dares do a version 5, but That's.
But yeah, interesting sentence here is like that he was spending more time on multi-targeting and backwards compatibility than new features and ideas, and that's something what we brought to our discussions previously. It's like
this was last.
when the perfect balance ends,
I think
right?
Lee referred to that conversation in this thread where ultimately you're debating maintainability versus being able to move fast and at the same time broad support. But with Umbraco moving so quickly, how much support do people want to give? I posed the question last week of, do we want to just say, well, we'll target a minimum version of current LTS and a maximum version of next LTS, or something like that? Or yeah, I don't know. I'm still undecided, but there was a lot of chatter about it. A bit of consensus, which was interesting. I expect we'll see a bit more of this at Code Garden because it's something that's going to be affecting a lot of people. And personally, until I've got a decision I'm happy with, I'm not going to be releasing any V10 packages. So like I want to get that right for V10. I feel like the V9 stuff, a lot of people dived straight into we're going to multi-target everything, and it's worked in a few places, in a few cases, but I probably am not going to do that either. So I just want to get my approach right, so it's consistent before I go releasing anything.
Yeah, but then the decision is always a decision. So if I think here is a big relief because still the package is supported by previous versions in the specific ways, limited functionalities, and now all of the new things will be just done against one version. So it means more features, less backwards compatibility, which is usually good, I think. And same what Matt Bradsford shared here, that it made more sense when it comes to V8 versus V9 things, because there were different completely underlying engines behind the scenes, and now it's less important, which means that we can probably and package creators can also focus more on really bringing the value in the packages rather than hack things to make it work in the previous versions. So yeah, good thing. And then of course check out Contentment if you haven't checked it yet. So that's the highlight from Lee this time. And Tom Madden, you've mentioned Tom Madden already, the Stream Deck stuff. Carl mentioned that he needs to buy one for testing, of course.
I would love to see a challenge of people seeing how many places can we get Umbraco running, like the more obscure places, like someone get it running on their fridge or something. I saw someone this week running VS Code on an Apple Watch, or maybe it was like in the browser on an Apple Watch. Let's get Umbraco on an Apple Watch. Like let's see how far we can take this. And embedded database now, it should all work. iOS, at least the iOS platform natively supports SQLite, so we could technically run SQLite on the iPhone. Let's see if we can make an iPhone Umbraco app. I don't know. It's a good competition.
And again, if you will pay attention to this screen and picture, it really runs the local host, right? It really runs the local host installation of Umbraco. So that it's not just browser, but I'm tempted to take it to another level and some bus screens or kiosks like this on the conferences, anything
Maybe
like
work on your toaster, something like that, smart toaster.
or the cooking machine. I don't know if you also have this Thermomix. That's the company.
Oh yeah.
Why not?
I publish this node. It makes me pancakes.
That's a great use case as well. Maybe an idea for Umbraco Lab next time. Whoever has Thermomix and wants to hack things, join the team out there. But no, this time the team yesterday was hacking and working on acceptance tests, and I still have it on my list to watch because I'm really interested in this area. I don't know what was discussed exactly there, but it seems like it was a great discussion. Plus, so many people joined, so I'm sure that it was effective. Plus, the knowledge there is just exactly what we probably maybe not need to, but it's worth for us to explore further. So if anyone joined Umbraco Lab and is here right now watching us, let us know in the comments, and everyone else watching what was exactly described there, and if you really enjoyed that, because I'm sure that the Paul, Sebastian, and the rest of the team who was sharing the knowledge out there will enjoy that as well. And last but not least on our list for today is new hire in Umbraco HQ. Sarah, who joined I don't know if a specific branch of the team, or it's a new branch that is being formed.
It's a good question, because I don't know. She works with Trina directly,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe. Let me just check something before I say anything that I'm going to get another tax. 1 moment.
So it's executive events arrangement in Umbraco HQ, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's doing some event stuff.
So yeah, that's great.
It's not there, so I won't say it. But another person to basically do the stuff that Trina does, help out with meetups, events, organizers, Code Garden, of course, the internal things that happen in HQ as well, I believe. But Trina's a very busy lady, so it's good to see Sarah's going to help her. And actually, for people who are speaking at Code Garden, they'll have already met Sarah. Sarah's been helping out with speaker travel arrangements and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, as usually, the blog post highlighting the journey of the new team member, and yeah, definitely looking forward to Sarah's activity and the team's activity around the events and everything else included. So that's great to see coming and being actively developed as a team. And that's it from today's list. As we've mentioned, probably most of the people are preparing mentally and physically and work-wise to attend fully the event that is next week, and we are also definitely looking forward to meet you all. So whoever is joining the Code Garden physically or online, be sure to check out the activities out there, of course, talks and workshops and everything else, but also join the umbraCoffees. We will be there at the end of each day and on Friday on normal time.
11:30. It's a little earlier. It's a little earlier, but
okay, so that's an hour earlier. Yep.
And for those that can't attend Code Garden, we will be streaming to YouTube live. So lucky you, but also to the Spot Me platform where Umbraco are hosting the rest of Code Garden. It's a free session for anyone, so anybody attending Code Garden can tune into umbraCoffee.
And those who can or can't, as Warren has reminded us all, can also attend the secret stage built by Owen through the Lego minifigures. And I saw some of them this week as well. A couple of people joined. And I also noticed on the Owen's website that is attached to the project that there is a list of attendees with the minifigures out there. And that it looks awesome. And if anyone wants to join the secret stage, do it and also attend. But for all of the people who will be in Odense or will be watching live, will be streaming umbraCoffees, the talks will be streamed as well on the platform. So if you registered, you will be notified about it. But also feel free to join us on the stages, especially on Friday, where we will open stage for everyone. And yeah, just looking forward to meet new people. Meet up with old friends as usually, and just enjoy the bunch of knowledge and community what was definitely missed for years. That's good.
I'm going to be looking forward to having a beer in an umbraCoffee mug. It's been a little while. Something we only seem to do at Code Garden.
That's true. And Owen asked maybe he needs an umbraCoffee stage. I think that would be an amazing minifigure if the company would make the special umbraCoffee mug with a plastic mug, plastic cap standing out of it.
I think that might be a bit of a long shot.
But dreams, right, for now. But yeah, see you all then next week on not one but 3 umbraCoffees, and yeah, like, subscribe, because as Callum mentioned, we have a special merch and thanks for our beloved subscribers. So yeah, that's all probably for this week. Anything else to add? Probably not, right?
No, I don't think so. Just hope everyone has a safe trip, gets there on time, not too many delays or issues. I know we've been having problems in the UK with travel, so yeah, let's hope.
Don't forget your passports and things
like
that. Yeah,
make sure you're just maybe double check right now that your passport's still valid, because I know that's happened a few times. Haven't left it anywhere.
You've just reminded me that I need to pick up my new passport today as well. But I don't need one for Denmark, at least. But I will need it next week. So yeah, that's all. Thank you everyone, and see you next week, virtually or in person. Enjoy the weekend, charge your batteries, get a well sleep before the event, and yeah, let's enjoy the Code Garden together next week. So have a nice rest of the day and weekend, and see you